Hi. Hi, how are my Periscoping friends tonight? Hope y'all are doing great. Thanks for joining, everyone. Good to have y'all tonight. Looking forward to talking more about the disc personalities. Hi, Carvers. Hey, Brittany. Thank y'all for joining. I know, right, Janae? Thanks for coming back. Hi, Robin and Cecily. Well, y'all, I've been looking forward to continuing this conversation. And for those of you who are new to my Periscope, I'm Trina Titus Lozano. I'm a counselor and an ordained Christian minister, if that makes sense to you. Hopefully you know what that means. Sorry for tripping over my words. Uh-oh, might be a long night. Hey, Sade. Hey, Joe. So, I am a counselor and an ordained Christian minister. And yay, Robin, you made it live. That's awesome. Oh, even Dan and Tiff are here. That's cool, from 2 different locations. Congratulations, Dan, on a great day today. Hi, Rachel. Good to see y'all. So thanks, Sade. Miss you. Hurry home. So we are talking about disc personality styles. Oh, Lord, here I go. Just tripping over my tongue tonight. So it is a lot of fun. It's a great study. It's a great test to take. If y'all are not familiar with who you are and what type of personality you have, you need to get to know yourself better, because self-awareness is everything. When we start with self-awareness, and then we can really appreciate ourselves and appreciate and love who God made us to be, then we can know and appreciate and love each other and other people and know their differences and understand their differences. So I'm glad you took the test again, Cecily. That's really great. That really helps you to know where your strengths are so that you can continue to improve and grow your strengths and modify your weaknesses. So catch the replay for those of you who didn't see the 12 o'clock Periscope. And for those of you who are a little bit behind, go to my website, TrinaTitusLozano.com, and look at the past Periscopes about the DISC personality profiles. So, and then other past Periscopes about parenting and all kinds of advice. So I give advice to y'all twice a day at noon and 9, and you can check out my website. It is TrinaTitusLozano.com. There it is. TrinaTitusLozano.com. Thanks, Sade. And this is the DISC personality test that we have been reviewing this week, and it's a lot of fun to do this. So I do have a link on my website so that you can take a free test and get all your family members to take it. I've had all my family members taking it again. We've taken it before, but taking it again today, just so that everybody can be refreshed, can just see if there's been any changes, or, you know, usually there's not. We are who we are, and it's who we always have been and who we always are going to be. But we need to just have a familiarity with what that is. So to review a little bit, your D is your very dominant personality. That's your dominant, your leader, and then your I is your inspirational talker. Your S is your steady, sensible, laid back kind of person. And then your C is your conscientious and creative and, you know, your list maker sort of person. That's right. Oh, yeah, right, Felipe. Felipe, I'd like to see what you are. I'm sure you're very high D. And after that, I don't know what all you are. A combination of C and all that. Yes, exactly. Now we can see and we can understand it more. So what we are talking about tonight specifically is, well, here's a graph for those of you that want to just be reminded to see it. That sort of explains what each letter kind of stands for. You'll notice that 2 are very task focused and 2 tend to be very people focused. So if you feel like you're a people person, you probably are. But, you know, most people are a combination. You're a combination of 2 or 3 things. And that's good too, and that's okay, and that creates a lot of balance. Or what you'll really see is if you're very high in 1 or 2 areas, you're probably going to marry somebody that's very high in the 2 opposite areas. So this can create some relationship conflict, or it can create a real great relationship balance, which is the benefit of that. And that's what we really want to be excited about, is completing each other in that way, instead of expecting people to act the way I act or to act the way I behave. We all have a different piece of the puzzle to bring. So identifying our pressure points. Y'all, Well, let me just talk about this first before I talk about how we refuel, which is what I titled the Periscope. But the pressure points are the fears. We could just say the fears. That's right, complementing personalities. The fears, the major fear of the D, the very high D, task-oriented person, is they can really be afraid that they're going to be taken advantage of. And if they get that afraid that they're going to be taken advantage of, then they'll pull back and they won't really operate out of their strength. So you got to be sure that, so don't be afraid of it. Just go ahead and give until you can't give anymore. And when you need to say no, say no. But you're going to see if you're a high D, your core fear will be getting taken advantage of. If you're a very high I, like I am, you're going to fear being disliked or rejected. You don't want to ever be alone, and you don't want people to not like you. I had a client yesterday, and I thought, I'm not sure they really liked me, and it sort of bothered me. And then I thought, well, hopefully they'll change their mind, and they'll come around, and they'll decide to like me. But we don't want to get hung up over that fear of being afraid of rejection or being so worried about people accepting us that we really get worried about if we're going to be liked by everyone. I always say, you know what? Peaches are awesome. Peaches are great. I love peaches, but everybody doesn't like peaches. And that's okay. And we got to just face the fact, even if we're a high I and a lot of people like us, everybody's not going to like us, and we got to be okay with it. So we don't want, do you love watermelon? We don't want to be stuck in being afraid that people don't like us or afraid that people are going to reject us, because when we're stuck in that fear, we can't move forward and really operate out of our strengths. Okay, a very high C personality, they're going to fear criticism. It's really interesting because those high C's, those of you who are high C's, you are probably pretty critical, because C's tend to be very much perfectionists, and you tend to do a lot of things very well and very near perfect because you're practically genius prone and you do everything right anyway. But you're going to probably fear criticism, right? Which is really interesting since you yourself are really critical. But it's like, since I'm really critical of everybody else, it makes me nervous that other people are also really critical of me. Well, listen, I don't want you to be afraid of it, because, criticism comes, criticism goes, and you just got to take that with a grain of salt, right? I know, but that's okay. We take it with a grain of salt. It's okay to be critical. It's good to be a critical thinker. But if you get stuck in that place of being judgmental all the time and you really fear criticism, it's going to make you stuck and it'll be a problem. So I'll talk about the fear problem in a minute. Okay. So these are, did I hit them all? The fear of the S, the very high S, the very steady, low-key peacemaker personality. They feel loss of security. They don't like change. So you talk about a change that's going to happen, they start to sort of panic a little bit. They don't want change. They want that security. So these core fears, I'll review them a little bit again. D, fear of being taken advantage of. I, fear of being disliked or rejected. S, fear of loss of security and change. C, fears criticism. Okay, y'all, we all have our issues, but look, we got to face our fears. We got to move forward and just say, I'm going to breathe through it. I'm going to be okay, and I'm not going to be afraid of that. Fill in the blank, whatever your thing is. I'm not going to be afraid of it, because listen, y'all, you cannot have faith and fear at the same time. And we're going to trust God to work through us above and beyond our strengths and weaknesses. We're just going to trust God to work through us no matter what. And we're going to choose faith over fear. We're also going to choose love over fear, right? So we really cannot get all hung up over these fears, because we're relying too much on ourselves when we start getting hung up over this stuff. And I love what my grandma says. She's always like, when you're all wrapped up in yourself, that's a pretty small package. So there you go. Just sit with that. Wise words from grandma, like always. Just to let you guys know, these fears are going to really start to surface if you are overly tired, if you are overly exhausted and you're trying to do too much on your own. So trust God more, do a little bit less, so Question is, how are you going to refuel? How are you going to recharge? Well, you'll notice that different personalities recharge in different ways. And you need to give yourself permission to recharge and refuel on a regular basis, okay? On a daily basis. Yeah, that's hilarious. You got to give yourself permission to refuel and recharge on a daily basis with no guilt, y'all. We all need gas, and we're going to run out of gas if we don't give ourselves permission to refuel and recharge. But it's different based on personalities. So it's going to look something like this. For the D, let's see where I have it here. Where did I write it down? Okay, sorry about this. I forgot to mark where I wrote it. I think I can go by memory. Let me just go by memory because I can't find it on my notes here. Okay, so the D, the way that they like to refuel and recharge, believe it or not, if they're really high D, they actually like to refuel and recharge by working differently. My mom is this way. She works all day and she's like, oh, I'm exhausted. I've got to relax. So yeah, she'll go home and do a project to refuel. She leaves work and then she goes home and does gardening. And then she'll say, hey, Trina, why don't you come over and help me do a project? And then she works for fun. And it's hilarious. It's like, Mom, you work for work, you work for fun, and you work to refuel. I asked her today after being gone for 3 full weeks, hey, Mom, I bet you really need a day off. What are you doing today? And Barbara, this is hilarious. What are you doing today? She goes, well, you know, I just felt like unpacking my suitcase and cleaning out my closet. So it's like, oh, wow. Okay. And that's me, a very high I. What do I do if I need to refuel? I'm with people. So this is for y'all. Y'all don't even think it. You think it's like work for me to Periscope twice a day? Nah, it refuels me. I actually get refueled by talking to you guys twice a day. I realize I'm sort of talking to myself, but I love the interaction here. The hilarious thing is I refuel by being with people. That's funny. I always seem like I just want to sit and relax, but then you can't because you're thinking of all the stuff you want to do, right, Janae? But I love the S. The S refuels by, guess what? It's the way my husband refuels. By doing absolutely nothing. The S refuels by doing absolutely nothing, by just sitting, by taking a nap, by sleeping. I mean, they are the most chill, and that's how they refuel. They love to relax. They love to take a nap, and they refuel that way. So your S's, they've got to have their chill time. They just do. So y'all don't even feel guilty about that. That's you. That's how you recharge. Okay. So the way a C refuels is alone time. They just got to have their alone time. And oftentimes the C is going to want to refuel alone, maybe with a book. Maybe with something to sort of stimulate their mind, give them something to think about. They might even refuel by writing and journaling, but they are for sure going to be alone. So you guys, we all have different ways of handling our life, but we got to learn how to cope with our fears and do whatever we need to do to refuel without feeling guilty about it. So anyway, you refuel by doing projects alone. There you go. You're the DC. So that's kind of the lowdown on the disc tonight. Hold on, I gotta cough. Puzzles, mixing a project, alone time. Okay. So you guys, whatever it is, give yourself permission to refuel when you need to do it. You got to do what you got to do. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of the night, and I will Periscope with you tomorrow at noon and 9. We'll continue to talk about the disc personalities and how we can have good, vital relationship skills and see how it's going to work out as long as we know ourselves and know each other. Hey, y'all, thanks for chatting tonight, and thanks for interacting with each other. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for helping me refuel tonight. I had a great time with you guys, and thanks for all the hearts. Love you, carvers. Oh, my gosh. We just need to have another big party. So everybody think about what kind of party we should have next, okay? God bless you guys. Have a good night. Bye.